North Korea just carried out a wild military exercise that seems a whole lot like a copycat operation from October 7th. We'll get into that, along with the Houthis have been ramping up their attacks on the Red Sea, just killed their first victims. Also, a bombshell report about Israel's possible upcoming attack on Hezbollah might turn out to be false. I'm Ben, and this is the Israel Guys. Welcome back to the Israel Guys, where we believe that in a world of Jew hatred and anti-Israel propaganda, you should have a direct connection to the land and people of Israel. Guys, don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. If you have not already, leave us a comment down below. We have a summit coming up, Israel Guys Summit, from May 20th to the 22nd at the Sonesta Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. We'd love to see you there. We'd love to connect with you in person. We have Yishai Fleischer coming to speak, Jeremy Gimpel, Aria Bromowitz. We have invited former Ambassador David Friedman, Caroline Glick, Yair Levy. We'll be screening movies. We have music, new videos, exclusive peeks there. Sign up as soon as possible. Go to israelguys.com. We would really love to see you there. So there was an exercise, a military exercise that was just carried out in North Korea. Apparently, they did not officially acknowledge that it was a simulation for an attack on South Korea, but it's pretty obvious that that's what happened. It looks like in this simulated attack, North Korea started an attack with a barrage of missiles and rockets. They sent over drones to drop explosives on border defenses. Then they sent over helicopters with troops to secure bases near the border with South Korea. That was a simulated exercise in North Korea. And it was a lot of people are pointing out that this was eerily similar to the attack that Hamas committed against Israel on October 7th. Which begs the question, if they're copying Hamas's tactics here, why they're doing this in the exercise? Because more than likely, whatever they do in a military exercise is, what they do in the public, in the daily, right? That's for show. That's to send a message to South Korea and to the world for whatever reason. Whatever tactics, if they did decide to attack South Korea at some point, whatever tactics they were going to use, that's a secret. That's classified. So what they do in the daylight, what they do in the public, is meant to send a message to South Korea and to the world. And so what is that message? If they are copying the tactics of Hamas from October 7th for their message to the world, this is a giant middle finger to the West. This is saying Hamas, Iran, terrorists, invaded the state of Israel, allies of the United States. They invaded the state of Israel, and the West did nothing. Not only did they do nothing, but they brought Israel, not Hamas, Israel, to trial in the International Court for War Crimes. They brought constant votes against Israel for ceasefire to save Hamas, and the impetus has been on Israel to maintain international law and not on Hamas, which is telling every single terrorist organization in the world, you have license to do whatever you want, and the backlash will be on the good guys and not on you. North Korea is not stupid. They see that, and they're taking advantage of this situation to ramp up their aggression against South Korea. Not only do that, but to send a giant middle finger to the West and say, hey, we'll do whatever we want. We'll do it exactly how Hamas did it to Israel. We'll do it however we want. If we want to do it exactly like them, we'll do it exactly like them, and you won't do a thing about it. Our actions have consequences. Our foreign policy has consequences from the United States, from other Western countries. What we do, how we interact with other countries really does matter. If we continue to be soft on terrorism internationally, these things will only ramp up as time goes on, and it will not end well for the United States or for our allies on the international stage. Speaking of emboldening terror, the Houthis in Yemen just committed yet another attack on the Red Sea. As you remember, since the fall, they have been ceaselessly attacking merchant vessels in the Red Sea, and they just fired another ballistic missile at a commercial ship in the Gulf of Aden off the coast of Yemen. 2 crew members were killed this time. This is the first time that crew members have been killed in these attacks. First blood that's been spilled by the Houthis. Apparently, they're kind of bad at what they do, even though they do have a lot of aggressions got out of hand. So this is the first time that crew members have been killed. This was a Liberian-owned vessel. I believe 6 others were wounded. They ended up abandoning the ship as it sank. So I don't know why the Houthis are still a thing. I don't know why this little terrorist organization, this little band of pirates is continuing to shoot cruise missiles at merchant vessels that in waters that we have a strong presence in, and the United States is sitting on our hands pretending like there's nothing we can do about this. I know not that long ago the United States did bomb some positions, some Houthi positions, but we warned them before we did it. We told them what was coming long in advance to make sure that they didn't inflict any actual real damage, which was very strange. And also, they're not stupid, like North Korea. They might not be very good at what they do, but they are not stupid. And they realize that they can basically do whatever they want at this point. As long as they don't push the envelope too far with the West, they'll be okay. They can slaughter a few Liberian sailors. They can cripple the trade route and, through the Red Sea. They can do that. As long as they don't go too far, they'll be okay. Even though the United States could send a few bombers over and wipe them off the face of the map in a matter of minutes, we choose not to do that. And so terrorism around the world continues to be emboldened. In a minute, we're going to get into more info that has come out on a Bombshell report that you've probably seen this week in regards to Israel invading Lebanon. But first, are you the kind of person who looks to the timeless wisdom of the Hebrew Bible for guidance during challenging times? Are you passionate about uncovering the profound truths hidden within the sacred scriptures, especially when the world around us is in turmoil? The Israel Bible is not just another version of the Hebrew Bible. It's a window into the divine connection between the scriptures and the land of Israel and our lives. Whether you're a Jew or a Christian like me who is seeking insight and inspiration amid the ongoing challenges in Israel, this is a revelation you do not want to miss. The Bible is not just history. It's about what's happening here in our world, right here, right now. The Israel Bible in its commentary illuminates God's focus on the land of Israel, explaining why the fate of humanity rests on this one small country. Imagine having a resource that combines the original Hebrew text with a clear, accurate English translation. The Israel Bible brings these ancient words to life like never before. It's not just for scholars or theologians. With profound commentary by Rabbi Tully Weiss and other Orthodox Jewish teachers, it's designed for everyday men and women who earnestly desire to read and understand the Word of God in its truth. If you're eager to deepen your connection with God's Word and the Holy Land, you should consider purchasing the Israel Bible today. Click the link in the description below to learn more and start your journey towards understanding the sacred scriptures. So earlier this week, there was a Lebanese report that came out from Lebanon that's been making the rounds throughout the media. The report said that Israel placed a deadline on a diplomatic deal to end the fighting with Hezbollah. So in this report said that if Hezbollah did not stop the aggression with Israel and work out a deal by March 15th, Israel would launch a full-scale war. Israel has been in a soft war, if you remember, with Hezbollah since October 7th. Attacks from Lebanon into Israel have been happening almost every single day. Israel has been responding to Lebanon, to Hezbollah, but keeping it from escalating into full-scale war. Hezbollah is illegally occupying no man's land on the Israeli-Lebanon border. According to international law, they're supposed to have a buffer zone in between Israel and Lebanon. Hezbollah has advanced into that buffer zone, creating an immediate security threat on Israel's border. And there are over 100,000 Israelis who are still displaced from their homes in the north because of these constant attacks by Hezbollah. Still is not safe for them to return to their homes. And so this has put an untenable threat on the state of Israel, which begs the question, what is Israel going to do about it? They can't just return these residents to their home when Hezbollah is continuing to attack over the border. They still have openly sworn to destroy the state of Israel, still a massive security threat to the state of Israel. So it would be logical that Israel would put some sort of ultimatum like this in place and put the impetus on Hezbollah. But this report that did come out from Lebanon seems like it was a fake. Israel is officially denying it. As of now, there's a report that has come out from a high-ranking official in Israel that said that the report is false. Israel put no such deal, no such ultimatum on the table for Hezbollah. More to come on this in the coming days and weeks and months as Israel decides or makes public how they're going to deal with Hezbollah, because they have to. They have to deal with them at some point. They cannot live with this threat of open invasion on their northern border that could end in the deaths of tens of thousands of Israelis. Don't forget to check out Israel 365's Israel Bible. Click the link in the description below, and registration is open for our conference. It's once again May 20th to the 22nd in Nashville, Tennessee. Go to israelguys.com. I'll also try to put a link in the description below as well for that. We'd love to get to meet you in person at that conference. As always, tune out the fake news and tune into what is actually happening here in the land of Israel. We'll be back every day, Monday through Friday, with your direct connection to the land and people of Israel.